Well, we are on to the final segment of the morning drift here on Lookuptv, and in case you're just joining us, you've missed a lot. We had a very interesting conversation this morning surrounding the Shakahola massacre, and of course, the county governments decrying funding or disbursement of their funds by the national government. And we do know that the Waiguru-led team, because Waiguru is the chairperson of the Council of Governors, yesterday did address members of the fourth estate after meeting with some of the governors here in the capital, including Arthur Johnson Sakaja, Governor Mutula Kilonzo Jr., Orengo, and many others. They, of course, wanted the national government to disburse funds because they've not received funds for the past 4 months. 4 months. And they urged the government to release the funds within the next 14 days. And if by then those funds will not have been released, then they will shut down operations within the county governments. Just so you know, in terms of the statistics and figures, the national government does owe county governments a whopping 94.35 billion, 31 billion for the month of February, 29 billion for the month of March, and 33.3 billion for the month of April. Now, according to CS Professor Njuguna Ndungu of the Treasury, it says they can only pay disburse the funds for February at the end of the week. Then the funds for March and April will be disbursed next month, that is May, and then the funds for May and June will be disbursed in June. It puts a very big question, because the COG wants all the funds for the 4 months released at once, the entire lump sum at once. So we'll see whether the county chiefs, I love to call them county chiefs, they're the county CEOs, just like President William Ruto is the CEO of the country, will, of course, check that deal, or still, if they will insist on shutting down operations within the county governments. And just so you know, today as well, the exhumation exercise enters day 5 in Shakahola, Magarini, Kilifi County. What has been termed as Paul Mackenzie's cult. And President William Ruto, just so you know, yesterday termed the actions of Mackenzie, and referred to him as a terrorist who has advanced, or has been advancing his heinous acts through religion. And talking about Pastor Paul Mackenzie Nthege, various leaders have aired their opinions on this issue. And right there is the Speaker of the Senate, that is Amason Jeffer Kingi, the former governor of Kilifi. We do know that Kingi is a former governor, and Mackenzie has been having criminal charges on his tracks since 2017. And if we can have that statement again on screen so we can go it together. There we go. It says, the unfolding horror that is the Shakahola cult deaths should and must be a wake-up call to the nation, more particularly the National Intelligence Service and our community policing program. What happened in Shakahola is awful. It ought not to have happened, but it has happened all the same. Was still to very innocent people. Question is, and like Kingi says, how did such heinous crime, organized and executed over a considerable period of time, escape the radar of our intelligence system? How did evil of such an outstanding magnitude take place without being detected? How did this pastor, in quotes, gather many people, indoctrinated, brainwashed, and starved them to death in the name of religion, and then buried them in a forest without being detected? Those are key questions, very key questions. And he goes ahead to say these are questions that must be answered for us to fully comprehend, I beg your pardon, what happened, and be able to prevent a repeat of such. Going forward, we need to be extra vigilant, both as a nation and as individual citizens. Our Constitution guarantees us the freedom of worship, but not freedom of fatal cultism. The harshest punishment possible must be meted to those responsible for the deaths of these innocent souls to deter anyone with similar evil pursuits in the name of religion. We do understand where Amason Jeffer Kingi is coming from, and we've seen in short there is also calling for the regulation of churches, and for ourselves as faithfuls to also have to sometimes question some of the beliefs of the people who we refer to as our pastors, because at one point Mackenzie was a pastor to many people, and he told them, including, one thing is that if it gets to a point where a pastor tells you that children do not need to go to school, they do not need to access healthcare, you should ban all your academic certificates, I mean, we ought to question that. And it raises a lot of questions. And just so you know, the Conference of Catholic Bishops, led by Archbishop Martin Kivuva, and even Archbishop Anthony Mweria of the Nyeri Diocese, have called for the regulation of churches in the country to ensure that we avert such cases in future. So we will continue to follow up that particular story for you today. Like I've said, the exhumation exercise enters Day 5 in Shakahola, Magarini, Kilifi County. Shakahola Village, Magarini constituency, just so you know, in Kilifi County. We expect that CS Kithure Kindiki will be touring the area today. We do know that yesterday the Inspector General of Police, that is Japheth Kome, was in the area alongside DCI boss Mohamed Amin, and the DPP Nordin Haji, as of course is urging, is requesting for more time to conduct investigations. Like I said, 800 acres is a huge tract of land that needs to, of course, it needs a lot of time to, of course, go through it all to ensure that everything or nothing is left, no stone, rather, is left unturned. But many thanks for joining us today here on the Morning Drift on the 25th day of April 2023. I know it is the last week of the month, the week that most of you will be smiling all the way to the bank as you collect your pay. And today is as well a special day for one of our co-hosts, Muguru Kimani. Muguru Kimani was born today. Happy birthday to you, Muguru Kimani. May the wishes of your heart be fulfilled or come to be. But do stay with us, because a lot is lined up for you today here on Lookuptv. Remember, you can follow us across all our social media platforms at Lookuptv, on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And as well, you can read our articles and get to know what is happening across the country on www.co.ke, www.lookupco.co.ke. You can go through our stories there just to get and understand what is happening across the country as the hours go by. That is all I had for you today. Thank you very much. Do have yourself a great day ahead. And like always, God bless.